Hi, welcome back to Code Niche. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to create guess a number game using while loop in Python. Here how it works. The computer will choose a random number within a given range and user will have to guess that number. User will get only 7 attempts to get the correct answer, and with every attempt you lose 1 point. So let's get started and see how it goes. Already created the project. Now I'm going to break it down in steps. So the step number 1 is going to set the variables. But before that, make sure you import a very important library that is known as random library that contains different kinds of functions which can be used related to randomness. So here I'm going to use secret number as a variable, declare a variable, and inside this we are going to use random.randint. Now this is where this random comes in play. Random is the library, randint is the function which will help program to choose a random number within a given range, and in our case it's specifically an integer, so 1 to 10, so either 2, 3, 4, 5 depending on the randomness. Then we have another variable which is going to be guess, that will be used to store the guess made by the user. Now we are going to use another variable which is going to be attempts. Set it to 0 initially, and then we have maximum attempts. This is going to be 7. Now it's up to you whether you want to keep maximum attempts at 7, 5, totally up to you. Then we have a very important variable remaining, which is going to be responsible for storing every single time you do an attempt, and which is going to help you count how many attempts you have done so far in the game. So for that, we are going to set it to maximum attempts for now, because its value is going to change as soon as we use it inside the loop. Now let's try to print some statements over here. So I'm going to make it a little bit more visible, so that's why I'm using an equals to sign. And then I'm going to print saying guess the number game. After that, let's use print and the same thingy. After that, I'm going to also guide the user that what exactly is the range they need to choose the number from. So I am thinking of a number between 1 to 10. It shouldn't be like the user is guessing 20, 30, which is out of the range of random, so it won't work. So print, and we will also say you got 7 attempts. Good luck. Now it's time to move ahead and add one empty line, which is like a space. So I'm leaving one print as it is. Now let's move to the second step, that is going to use the while loop. So step 2. Now this while loop is going to be the main engine, so make sure you understand it very well. So this while loop condition will work using 2 conditions. One is going to be that if guess is not equals to your secret number. Now this not equals to sign is one of the comparison operator in Python. So if you haven't came across this symbol before, you can check out this video to understand how exactly these operators work. But here, as the name says, not equals to means if the guess value is not equals to the secret number, keep the game going, right? But we also need to make sure that the attempts are in check. So in that case, we will say if attempts are less than maximum attempts, that's it. Because if the number of attempts exceed the maximum attempts, of course the game needs to stop. So that's why we have 2 conditions over here, and we are using AND operator to combine these 2 conditions. Now AND operator is again a logical operator in Python, which makes sure that if any of the condition becomes false, the whole condition becomes false. In step 3, we are going to start increasing the attempts. So here attempts plus 1. So when the loop ran for the first time, attempt got increased from 0 to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, like that. And of course, once you get attempts, you need to make sure that maximum number of attempts are also getting decreased. Then only we will be able to stop the loop. So every single time the maximum attempts get decreased, this while loop will again get checked. Then only the loop will run. Now we need to ask the question to the user. In that case, we will have to use the input function. Now input function by default takes input in the form of string, but here we are dealing with integers. So make sure that you are converting, which is also known as typecasting, the value entered by the user in a string, because from our point of view, from the user point of view, we are entering a number, but from input statement or input function point of view, it is considering that number as a string, which is like a text. Then let's talk about step 4, which is going to deal with the checking, like the hints that we need to give. So let's say that if the guess is equals to secret number, we are simply going to use the print statement saying, print statement saying, correct, you got it. You got it. One more empty print just to get some space. Now, the next condition that we are talking about is going to be elif. If the guess value is greater than secret number, we will check one more condition, which is going to be that if the remaining is greater than 0, we will print the statement saying too high, try low, and also I will make sure that I am showing the attempts left. So remaining left. Now this is done, and let's print this, right? And then I'm going to say else too high, that was your last attempt. Let's write something like this, too high, that was your last attempt. Is greater than secret number. If the guess is equal, then the last one is going to be else. I'm simply going to use if remaining is greater than 0, print low, try high, and then plus str remaining plus attempts left. And once that is done, let's add the opposite of that, which is going to be print too low, that was your last attempt. So this is done now. We are just going to use the print over here also. Step 5 will be used to take the score. Now here, I'm going to simply use a condition that will be if guess becomes equals to secret number. In that case, the score will be remaining plus 1 multiplied by 10. Now here, this is quite interesting. Here you will see remaining. So my plan is that the score should be given based on the number of attempts. So if you have guessed the number quite early, like in first or second attempt, you will get a higher score. But if you are guessing the value at 7th attempt or 6th attempt, your score should gradually decrease. So in that case, we are using this. So this remaining is responsible to store the value of total attempts remaining, and based on that attempt, I am trying to use this value over here. So suppose if the maximum attempt was 7 and you guessed it in the first attempt, so the remaining attempt will be 6. And once the loop stops, this remaining will be 6 plus 1, which is going to be 7, multiply by 10. Because we are in BEMDAS rule, the bracket value inside the bracket gets solved first. Then we move to the another operator. This is how the score will be little bit different from the usual one, because I don't want to keep it consistent. I want to give the score based on the number of attempts they have used in order to guess the value. Now, 1 str number of attempts plus attempts, and then let's say print your score is, and I am converting into an string. Always remember, whenever you are trying to concatenate a variable with string, make sure you're converting its data type. So as I want overall consistency, so that's why I'm using str. Now, based on this score, let's try to decide who is a good guesser or a master guesser. In that case, let's say if score becomes greater than equals to 60, then we are simply going to print rating. Let's keep it simple. Master guesser. Alrighty, and then elif score is greater than 40. Then else print. Keep practicing. What if the guess is not equals to secret number? You lost all your attempts. In that case also, we need to prepare the program. So let's just do one thing. I'm going to copy paste this one statement over here and let's print something saying game over. And then let's print it again. Also, we need to print the statements out of attempts. Also, we need to tell the correct guess number. So the number was, and we know in which variable we are storing it. We are storing it in the secret number. Here we go. And make sure that this variable is being converted into string. Okay, and then let's print this statement again. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how it runs. The code, you got 7 attempts. Good luck. So let's guess the value 4. Too high. Try high, 6 attempts. Too low. Try high. So I tried 4 again. Let's try 6. Too low. Okay, let's try 7. You got it. I got it at 4th attempt. So it is saying you got it in 4 attempts. So 7 minus 4 is 3 and 3 plus 1 4 multiplied by 10, I'm getting 40. And as the condition says, it is equals to 40. So that's why I'm a good guesser. This is how the while loop is helping us to keep on repeating till this condition or any of this condition becomes false. In the comment section, let me know how much attempts you used in order to get the correct answer. I'll be waiting. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like to motivate me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.